Hello and mabuhay to those who have been watching. Welcome back. To those who have started, welcome aboard this channel. For today's topic, I'm going to dwell on the essence of the Maritime Education and Training, which is basically found in your STCW Convention and Code manual. Okay. Where is it? It is found in the second part of the STCW manual, which is the code. Okay? And under the code, there are two sections, A and B. Section A is mandatory. There's no way to go about it, but everyone has to take it. And then there's section B, which is recommendatory. So let's go to our sections A, uh, chapters 2 and 3. Follow me. So the STCW Section A of the Code states that this section provides for the mandatory standards regarding provisions of the annex to the convention. Okay? This basically covers the detailed minimum requirements for competencies mandated to all seafarers in Chapter 2, Deck Department, and Chapter 3, the Engine Department. Okay, all the competencies are all required to be demonstrated by all candidates for the issuance or the revalidation of their certificates of competencies. The standards of competencies are grouped into functions, and roughly there are 7 functions throughout Chapter 2 and 3. You have navigation, cargo handling and stowage, controlling the operation of the ship and care for the persons aboard, radio communications, marine engineering, electrical, electronic, and control engineering, and maintenance and repair. And this cuts across the leveling of all seafarers in the STCW, meaning it covers management level, operational level, support level. So when using the STCW manual, the convention and the code are numerically aligned as made by the IMO so that there will be less confusion. So if you are looking at Regulation 2, like department, say for example, if you go to the code, it is Section A, Chapter 2. So the alignment of Regulation 2 and Chapter 2 are the same. It will prove to be very useful and less difficult in understanding. Okay, so if we go to the code now in Section A, the mandatory requirements, at the beginning of each chapter, there are descriptions of what is required for the minimum standards to be complied with. These are general statements ranging from the educational to the physical ability to the years required of sea service, approved sea service. And then you will go now to the next section, next part of the section, which is the table of competencies. Okay, so if we look now, the table of competencies are designed as such that there are 4 columns. Okay, and each column defines a different aspect in the training and assessment and verification of those functions and topics. Okay, so if we go to the first column, it is competency. Okay, it is the ability to carry out the activity in accordance to the required training and education. Okay, now going to column 2, you have knowledge understanding, and proficiency, or we might call it the KUPs. Is basically the educational foundation of the competency that's being required. Column 3 and column 4 are mostly related. These are the methods of demonstrating competence, meaning you have to show with satisfaction that the practical use of your column 2 and column 1 are acceptable. Okay? So, column 4 is the criteria for evaluating competence. There are areas identified that will prove the practical actions and knowledge are within these bounds. Okay? Column 3 and 4, they have several means of ascertaining the ability and competence level of the seafarer. And these are, but not limited to, practical assessments, theoretical examinations, approved shipboard training programs, approved training record books, and approved in-service shipboard training. So take note, there are a lot of ways to ascertain the competence level through these methods. Okay, I know for one that Marina always use the theoretical examination and practical assessments most of the time. Okay, so to continue, column 2 now is the KUP, as earlier said, where most of the training and educational course packages are derived from. While this is the baseline, okay, this is, however, supported and supplemented by IMO model courses. These are available, okay? These model courses are added guidance. These are guidance in the creation of such course packages. That's in the higher education and in the maritime training centers. Okay? In the IMO model courses, all are specific to subjects who define the methodology, the number of hours, the assessment, the grading, and the qualification of instructors. Notwithstanding, there are also some more supplements there, such as the maker's guidance or manufacturer's guidance, the equipment. Okay, you have some class society standards and other references deemed to be relevant to the education and training. And then column 1 is the culmination of all the columns wherein the seafarer can satisfactorily carry out the defined competence. The Marina STCW office has still the overall functions in the development and creation of course packages, and in keeping with the STCW Convention as amended, it prescribes the minimum standards. Okay? Marina STCW office shall likewise oversee all the types of assessments made to verify that each candidate for the certificate of competency meets all the standards stipulated in the code. And as a supplemental knowledge, Marina also solicits the assistance of stakeholders through their TPME and other sources of educational development, including the CHED. So it's a total package wherein at the final will be, of course, Marina, but it will be assisted by both CHED, TPME, the other associations for maritime educational institutes, and the like. So it is before it is released, most of the stakeholders have had their say in the course package. So, that wraps up our short video for today. I hope it has been very informative and you have picked up a lot of good and useful data for your own consumption and for your planning for the future. Until my next video shorts on the episode of STCW for Filipino seafarers and for all the other seafarers. This is Channel 8 Tango Yankee 3 bidding you all thank you. Maraming salamat po. Muchas gracias a todos. And until we meet again, goodbye. Paalam na po.